Blessed morning, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, invading to spontaneous and influential news. I'm Salvador Juan, and I am Jenica Garcia. We are your anchors for today's news. This morning, we will bring you the true and reliable news. The DepEd is Saturday, 9 classes to make up for suspensions. Here's the news. Jasmine Habon.
Education Secretary Sonny Angara on Tuesday said Saturday catch-up classes or night shifts may be implemented after several weeks of typhoon-driven class disruption. Based on the DepEd latest situational report, 20,860,818 learners and 883,822 teaching and non-teaching staff in 42,099 schools were affected following onslaught of Super Typhoon Julian, international name Kraton, Severe Tropical Storm Christine or Trani, and Super Typhoon Leon or Kongray. In terms of school days lost due to other weather disturbances since August, Calabarzon logged the highest record with 26 days of class suspension. Besides Saturday or evening classes, Angara reiterated the pilot implementation of the Dynamic Learning Program or DLP this month to allow flexibility in learners' activities as it involves utilizing or simple and targeted activity sheets. This is Jasmine Casey Habon reporting.
President Bongbong Marcos maintained that his government will not cooperate with International Criminal Court or ICC in its investigation to the Duterte administration brutal drug war. Here's the news. Salvador Juan Maripur.
Marcos firm on non-cooperation with the ICC over Duterte's drug war probe. President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. reiterated that the Philippines would not cooperate with the International Criminal Court or the ICC if it were to investigate the previous administration anti-drug campaign. In an ambush interview on Thursday, Marcos was asked for a comment on ex-President Rodrigo Duterte's call to the ICC during a House Quad Committee hearing on Wednesday to immediately begin its probe into alleged crimes against humanity committed his administration war on drugs. Marcos responded, "We do not cooperate with the ICC. That is the position of this government." He also echoed Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin's statement following Duterte's remarks that the government will neither object to nor move to block Duterte if he surrenders himself to the ICC. Bersamin added that the government would not stand in the way if the ICC requests Interpol to issue a red notice for Duterte and send it to the Philippines. "We will not block the ICC. We just won't help. But if Duterte agrees, he talks to them or he allows to be investigated at the ICC. That's up to him. It's not our decision," said Marcos. Asked whether the government will comply if the Interpol issues a red notice, Marcos said, "We have obligations to the Interpol, and we have to live up to those obligations." This is Salma Juban Maragman reporting.
Philippines-US side military intelligence deal to counter China. Here's the news. Mario and Kian.
The Philippines and United States have signed a military intelligence sharing deal in a further deepening of security ties between the two defense treaty allies as they sought counter resurgent China. Secretary of Defense Gilberto Teodoro and his visiting U.S. counterpart Lloyd Austin signed the agreement on Monday during ceremony at the Department of National Defense (DND) in the Philippines capital Manila. The deal, called the General Secretary of Military Information Agreement, allows for the sharing of classified information that could benefit a U.S. allies. National Defense hence replied that sale of certain classified technologies, officials said. Austin visited his fourth to the Southeast Asia country, and likely his last before relinquishing his post in January when former President Donald Trump returned to the White House. In his brief statement post on X, Austin said the U.S. and the Philippines are committed to defending our allies, strengthening regional security, and upholding our shared values in the Indo-Pacific. Teodoro did not make any remarks at the sign ceremony, but DND said deal was critical step to enhance information sharing and deepen interoperability between the Philippines and the U.S.
Security engagement between Manila and Washington has deepened under U.S. President Joe Biden and his Filipino counterpart Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Both leaders agreed to counter that they see as China's aggressive policy in South China Sea and near Taiwan. The two countries have a mutual defense treaty dating back to 1995, which could involve each side is under attack, including in the South China Sea, including the U.S. Typhoon mid-range missiles system, which the U.S. brought to the country for joint exercise early this year. In July, the U.S. announced it would provide $500 million in military funding to the Philippines. In 2023, Austin also visited the Philippines as the two countries announced a deal allowing U.S. troops access to 4 more military bases in the country. China has brushed aside an international ruling that its claim regarding the South China Sea has had no legal base and deployed Navy and Coast Guard vessels that Manila say harass its vessels and stop them from accessing some reef and island and the water. It has led to involved confrontation that have resulted in injuries to Filipino personnel and damaged their vessels in the past 18 months. It has also led to concern the U.S. could be drawn into an armed conflict due to its defense treaty with the Philippines. Following the signing of the deal, Austin also held a meeting with Marcos and the Malacanang Presidential Palace, and DND site Austin is also due to visit the western island of Palawan on Thursday for meeting with officials of the Philippines Force responsibility for patrolling the South China Sea.
Many families lost their homes because of Super Typhoon Pipito. Here's the news, Dia and Adam.
Typhoon Pipito, internationally known as Wadel, has entered the Philippine Area of Responsibility or PAR. As of November 17, it's located in Catanduanes with sustained wind of 240 km per hour and gusts of up to 230 km per hour, moving in Ilocos Sur at a speed of 230 km per hour. Pag-asa forecast, heavy to intense rains and strong winds over northern Mariana Island, prompting signal number 3. In the list of northern Luzon, residents are advised to stay indoors, avoid flooded areas, prepare emergency kits, and follow evacuation orders. Stay tuned for update. Pipito is expected to make landfall near Catanduanes Saturday night or early Sunday, November 17. It will move west-northwestward before turning southwestward by Monday, November 18. While Catanduanes is the likely landfall point, Pag-asa warned the storm path could swift slightly. Pag-asa said Pipito could also make landfall over the eastern coast of Camarines Sur or Albay Saturday night, or along the eastern shores of Quezon or Aurora on Sunday.
Last November 13, 2024, the Hello Love Again sequel starring Catherine Bernardo and Alden Richards broke records worldwide. Here's the news, Princess Calabali.
The Hello Love Again breaks box office record in 10 days. Now the highest grossing Filipino film of all time with 930 million pesos worldwide sales. Hello Love Again, the record-breaking romantic drama starring Catherine Bernardo and Alden Richards, has set a new box office record, earning 930 million pesos at the worldwide box office just 10 days after its release. It is now the highest-grossing Filipino movie of all time, surpassing the 924 million pesos record of Ding Dong Dantes and Marian Rivera. GMA Pictures and Star Cinema's first film collaboration was released in local theaters last November 13, achieving the highest first-day gross of 85 million pesos. It also attained the highest single-day ticket sales of 131 million pesos last November 16. The film also premiered in Australia, New Zealand, the US, Canada, Guam, and London. It debuted at number 8 in the US box office. Top 10, earning $2.4 million to achieve the biggest opening for a Filipino film in America. It is now showing in over 1,000 cinemas worldwide, including 181 cinemas in the Middle East. It is also set to have screening in various Asian territories toward the end of November. It is now showing in over 1,000 cinemas worldwide. The blockbuster, offering from director Cathy Garcia Sampana, served as the closing film at the Asia World Film Festival, held in Los Angeles, California. Don't miss Hello, Love Again this weekend. Exclusively available in cinemas. Check out Alden Richards and Catherine Bernardo's US photos in these galleries. Photo courtesy of ABS-CBN Films, Stanley Mirador, Steve Angeles, and TJ Manoto. Alden Richards and Catherine Bernardo recently traveled to the US to promote their movie sequels Hello, Love Again. The now trending film, Hello, Love Again, recently made history as the first Filipino film to land in the U.S. box office top 10. It also earned more than $2.4 million at the box office during its opening weekend. As part of their international promotion for Hello, Love Again, Alden Richard and Catherine Bernardo visited Hollywood for their media day. Besides, speaking with them, Alden Richard and Catherine Bernardo also received some thoughtful gifts from the LA press. Hello, Love Again, star Alden Richard and Catherine Bernardo also graced the star-studded red carpet at the Asian World Film Festival in Culver City, Los Angeles. The hit movie sequels Hello, Love Again is now showing in the Philippines, US, Canada, and other countries worldwide. This is Princess Lolita reporting.
That's the news this morning. Again, we are the CWCES News.